Rob, do you want to be aside?
Thank you. Ruud, can we start with your immediate reaction to that performance today in defeat?
Yeah, first reaction is that after 10 seconds and after 5 minutes you're 2-0 down at Goodison against a team that concedes one of the most clean sheets. So that give yourself, that sums it up, and give yourself a mountain to climb, and didn't really come back from that.
Last week you seemed to be a lot more defensively strong. Today looked like you were so open. They created so many chances. Any idea why? So different?
No, it's, if you ever start like that, it's then it's difficult. Then it's difficult. Then you have to open up early, and Everton did well in being as effective as they were, attacking our backline with deep runs. And but then again, if you go into half-time with 2-0, it's a different game. You concede a fairly easy goal in minute 47. So that summed our first half up, I think, and disappointing afternoon, but also credit to Everton, of course.
What can you do to shore up that defence?
Oh, it's clear. We've been talking about this for weeks, where the work is, where the development was. And I see this game as a disappointing one and an off one, because the performances over the last week also defensively showed difference, and we have to go quickly back to that.
Would you consider changing your shape?
Well, you consider everything for the best results. After last week, was a lot of credit for the performance and the way we were playing defensively and offensively. Something to build on. We couldn't do it today, but we will doing the same things and keep going into the cup next week, and after that back into the league.
Do you think you'll get any help before the window shuts?
No, it's about the focus is on this squad. And we are better than we showed today. That is clear. And we go back to work next week to prove that in the next game.
Okay.
Harry, good to see you. It wasn't the best of days for you today, unfortunately, but some bright sparks somewhere on the wing as well. You got Mavididi to come off the bench as well. How are you looking to build their confidence after not really creating as many chances today compared to last week against Spurs?
No, we are used to come back from setbacks. I mean, when you are a promoted side and you have to fight for every point in the Premier League to stay in, and that's the reality at Leicester City at this moment. You have to be robust and be able to deal with disappointment and loss, and get back and train and prepare for the next one. That's it. Today we weren't ourselves. We lost the game in 5 minutes. We were better than that, and it's about us to react to that.
And of course, you've got your game at Old Trafford on Friday, where you're going back as an away coach this time after having a good tenure as an interim coach as well. Are you looking forward to facing off against Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford?
Yeah, I'm looking to start working next week with this team again, and represent Leicester, and do well for Leicester, and make sure that this team can show that we're better than what we showed today. We showed great fight and resilience over the last weeks, where we had good performances without points, with a big away win at Spurs, and we wanted to build on it, but we threw it out of the window in 5 minutes. But okay, not good enough. You have to acknowledge and bounce back and do it again next week.
Jordan, please.
Hi, Ruud. The first 3 goals all felt quite simple: a long ball, 2 straight passes, through your defence. Where did that go wrong? Was that the setup? Was that players not doing as they should? What can you put your finger on with that?
those are not our best moments as a team. It starts. It's not the back line. It's not the midfielders only. It's not only the 9 and 10, but it's a collective. Collective error where there's not enough pressure on the ball. The middle is open. The back line is not in line. Yeah, that's what cost us today. But we are better than that, and today wasn't good enough. That was clear.
In your opinion, were the players' effort levels up to scratch? Because I think there's probably a lot of fans that wouldn't believe that to be the case.
No, I think after 5 minutes, when you're 2-0 down, then you give yourself a mountain to climb. And also just before half time, you concede the third. The second half was a quiet half, to stay in the game, maybe get a goal and see what can happen. I think the players tried, but today in the performance, I think it's about the level of performance. That wasn't to our standards, and we have to bounce back from that.
If you don't get any players in before Monday night, would that be the club going back on their word that from that conversation that you had, before you joined the club?
No, it's about getting more out of these players because they're better than our performance today. If you see last week what they're capable of, and also in performances before that against Champions League opposition, then it's getting the best out of those players again in the next games and focus on these players, improving them and the consistency, that it's not one game but game after game after game to get out of this situation. That is the focus, and other than that I don't have a focus.
It doesn't sound like you're very hopeful of getting any new players in. The focus is on this squad, okay. and that's where I believe in. That's what we're working on, and any other situation is a bonus. And as long as that's not happening, then we're focusing on these players. And last one, if you wouldn't mind, Luke Thomas not in the squad today. Is there a possibility he leaves before the window shuts?
Not when there's no players in.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Gentleman at the back, please.
Hi, Ruud. When Spurs were 3-0 down at half-time here, they were able to get back into the game with a couple of goals, but your team only managed one shot on target for the whole game. You said you're mainly focused on the players you've got at the moment. Is there an opportunity for maybe someone like Oddsson Edouard to force their way back into the fold?
Of course, because he's training with us every day. And we make a selection there for the games. There's 3 number 9s in the squad and a decision to be made. So far it's been Jamie and Patson in the squad and Oddsson not, but he's there and he can show himself every week that when he's ready to contribute. But yeah, with 3 strikers on the bench, it's too much.
Also, you mentioned the FA Cup game there. Naturally, the focus is going to be largely on you. Do you think being in a cup game and some of that focus may actually free up some of the players and maybe take the pressure off them of what is an intense relegation battle at the moment?
Yeah, I think next week is important to show that we bounce back from this performance because we are aware that it wasn't good enough. We are better than this. It was too easy. The game was lost after 6 minutes or almost. That wasn't good enough. We want to react and bounce back from that, and that starts early next week when we're back in training, and Friday night to prove against a good team away what we're about.
Take a last one.
Ruud, I know that your team is the focus, but Jarrad Branthwaite was a player who really came on under your coaching at PSV. Maybe not today, it was easy for you, but how satisfied are you to see him establish himself as a top Premier League star now, and how far do you think he can go?
It was a joy to work with him. He came as a young lad on loan, learned a lot at PSV, won trophies there together. The way he improved was fantastic through hard work, through training every day, and he got himself to a great level, and I believe also into the national team. So yeah, great future ahead for him.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.